One of the things that I absolutely love about the catbird seat that I get to sit in right now is that I get to read the field and see all the patterns going on. It's that really prime combination of my psychic spidey sense paired with my spectrum, ADHD, pattern recognition stuff in energy space. So I get to sit in this seat and watch things that are going on in the larger social media land and the comments in my comment section from my own videos with people in my community, and also the things going on in session space and my remote video reading space. I'm always kind of what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, and kind of putting it all together. And so recently, one of the very subtle patterns, this has not been very overt, but it's ding, there it is. Oh, ding, there it is. Oh, ding, there it is again. It's this very subtle pattern of this thing that I call, that's something like spirit team change up. It's that thing that happens when we go through a lot of changes in life and a lot of energy in life, and our spirit team changes. Now, if you've never heard of that before, that's understandable because it doesn't really get talked about. It doesn't really get talked about that often, but it happens. And because I am beginning to pick up, I'm picking up on comments and seeing stuff in social media and my sessions, and I'm we got to talk about this, because right now I see that there's a lot of us in the collective that are going through a spirit team change. So my job here today is to help let you know that there is such a thing and what that is and what you need to do with it, because I believe this is a very essential aspect of our spiritual journey, and being aware of this will help you so much in a way of knowing that you're not crazy in the crazy. Because when a spirit team change happens, it can be very disorienting and painful even sometimes, especially if you don't know what that is. And so let me just kind of walk you through the paces on this, and you can check in and see if you've gone through a spirit team change anytime recently or along your path, just to kind of let you in on this secret, just to kind of let you know what's going on with your own inside baseball with your spiritual journey, your spiritual life. So this is the way that it works. The way that it works is that, yes, we do have some specific spirit guides and or spirit team that stay with us from birth to death, all the way from the front end to the back end. And that's really reassuring. That's really lovely to know. That's really nice to have that. And we also have specific spirit team members that are with us for a certain period of time, and then we kind of outgrow them a little bit. We outgrow the playbook with them, and then as that happens, they tend to transition out, and a new team comes in, okay? It's kind of it's a little bit like having a spiritual graduation. It's you've moved through a certain landscape, and now it's time for you to do a new thing. Okay, where was I? I had a dog thing going on. I had to take care of a little bit of a dog drama emergency thing. We're okay. Peanut's okay. All right, so I'm at spirit team transition. Okay, I'm there. I'm at spirit team transition and cradle to grave and graduation. So at certain times in our life, because life events happen, we grow through our life, and then also spiritual growth, we go through our spiritual growth. And so there's these places, there's these times where we got to have a team change. We got to have a team change to support what we're doing in our new space. All right. Now, I've got a theory going on right now that because I am beginning to see so many people in a very subtle way, having weird things happen, and I'm going, team change, because I'm seeing so much of this going on. What I want to let you know is that if you've been paying attention to the astrology and the energies and the timeline jumps and everything, as a collective, we are going through huge spiritual transformation, right? So it would make sense that as we're going through this, there's a lot of us who are doing spirit team changes. The teams are getting changed up right now. So this is me getting in front of you going, yeah, a lot of intense changes going on right now. Yeah, you may have graduated through into a new spiritual space, and yeah, you may have a change up of your team. You may begin to have a little bit more of a new spiritual team. So you may be like, Dana, yeah, that makes sense, but yeah, how does that work? What does that look like? How does that feel like? The thing I can tell you how it feels like is suddenly in your energy space, you feel disoriented. Like you go to tune in to your team members and all of a sudden, like maybe they're not there, or maybe it feels disorienting, or you're getting tuned in to talk with them and it's just not right, or you feel like I can't hear them. That happens a lot. Team change happens. You go to talk with your old team members and you can't hear them. No matter how hard you try, you can't hear them because they're not there anymore, because there was a change up. So one of the things that you want to check in on first with this is just, first, I would ask you to just use your spidey sense or your pendulum or your intuition and just check in and go, did I have a team change? Like, that's just a really basic, intuitive, logical kind of thing to do. Did I have a team change? And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your body and you're going to go, oh, yeah, I think I kind of did have a team change, or I had a partial team change. Like maybe I've got a few left with me that are like cradle to grave spirit team, but I've also got some of my main players that some left, and I've got some new ones coming in. So the first thing you want to do is just to check to see what's going on. The second thing I can tell you is that during a team change, sometimes you go through a couple of days, almost a week. Like the times I've had this happen in my life, sometimes it's been like a couple of days, almost all the way to a week to 10 days where the new team hasn't shown up yet. And so it feels like you're walking vulnerable. It feels like you're walking blind. It feels like you go to tune in and you can't hear anything and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's where you're in the interim, okay? Now, the third thing I can tell you is that when that new team comes in, you need to do the same thing with them that you did with your previous team, which is for highest and best, your highest and best, you call in your brand new, very lit, highest and best spirit team to come in and support, guide, and protect you and bring you along your spiritual journey and your spiritual path for your highest and best intent. So you kind of have to go through a recombo of calling in that new team, connecting up with them, ask to see them, ask who they are, ask for their names. Like it's kind of like a whole new reintroduction process with your new team. So, and as I'm recording this, I can feel some of you going, oh, ding, 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 like this is hitting some nerves. That's right. And so this is the place where I encourage you, if you're like in your spiritual space, your energy space, and you're like, something's not quite right. Oh, what Dana's saying, that kind of makes sense. Oh, tuning in. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going through a team change and I might be in the interim. And then make sure you do your basics, set your energy space, call in the new team using all of that highest and best wording for support, guidance, and protection, best intent, and then really take some time to like connect in, ask them to reveal who they are so you can kind of see, feel them and make sure, you know, that's all on the up and up, and ask for names so you can make that connection. The other thing you will want to do is you need to begin to tune in your spidey sense. Like when I go through a team change, all of a sudden I got to recalibrate my dial, my psychic dial, because maybe sometimes you go from here and then you're tuning into a new frequency. So that's part of it. Part of it, you know, part of feeling like you can't hear or you can't tune in has to do with, oh, are you on a new dial? Where's that new dial? Where are you tuning in on that new dial? The deal is that I've also recently gone through a new team change. I had a new council come in, which was like high honor, but also a little disorienting. And the thing about this new team is like, they're a little bit subtle. They want me to calm down a little bit. That's a bit much for a Scotch-Irish bitch like me, right? And so I'm learning how to work with them. They're learning how to work with me. I'm learning where I'm tuning into my energies to work with them. I'm learning like what they're there for and what they are not there for. Cause like some of your new team members come in and they're there for specific things. So yeah, this is like, it's a whole new revelation and exploration that you need to be working with. Yeah, and again, coming full circle, just me reading the field, looking at the field, looking at all the energy changes we've gone through, looking at the commentary people are making, looking at a lot of this, I'm sitting here going, new teams, lots of new spirit teams coming in to help us out. And so this is just me getting in front of you, especially at the end of this wave. And next week, we have a really lovely energy break. So next week, especially like as we come through this T-square this week, next week is going to be a great week to have a little bit of energy opening to like tune in and hear and do some lovely things to acclimate and connect in with any new team members that you may think you have. Last little tidbit, want to leave you with this last little tidbit. I like kind of a question I can hear in the air is like, Dana, how many spirit team changes do you go through in a lifetime? And that's a great question. And I think like when we were more on a flat playing field, maybe 1, 2, or 3 teams in a lifetime. That was before the harmonic convergence, harmonic concordance of like 87, 92. And even early on from like 87, 92 up to 2012, still kind of a flat playing field, not too many team changes. But I would tell you since 2012, I had my awakening in 2001. And between 2001 and 2012, I probably went through like what I can remember. I think I went through like 2 team changes. And man, that first team change, ripped my heart out because I was so connected in with those original spirit guides. And like I had my thing going and it felt good. And then one day they showed up and they're like, we got to leave now. And I was like, what do you mean you're going to leave now? And they're like, no worries. And, new team came in. But it was a real disruption for me, like, especially with what was going on in my life, and I really was counting on them. It was a real disruption to have the old team leave and the new team come in. I will never forget that first team change. It oh my God, it was a lot. But then when that second team change came in, I was like, oh yeah, like I can see how much growth I've done and I can see a little bit where I'm going. And yeah, I need a new team. Now, ever since 2012, we've been just kind of like, and like the last couple of years, we've been like off like a rocket ship. And I would say in the last couple of years, I've easily had team changes. Like I think I've probably had 3 to 4 team changes just in the last couple of years. So that should give you an idea of the escalation of consciousness we're going through. So I will leave that with you as well. So, just kind of wrap this all up. This is me getting in front of you going, hey, we got team changes going on, folks. Pay attention. And that disorientation and not hearing and like that might be a team change. And, go back to the basics, do your stuff, like check in, see if there's a new team, who are they, do the basics, get in your energy circle, ask to see them, ask to see what's going on, find out what the new communication level is. Like, this is how we dial it in. And the feeling that I get, now that I'm kind of wrapping this up on the back end, the feeling that I get is what we are securing in now, especially over the next couple of weeks, is really going to help us through the rest of the summer and a lot of the big energy changes that we're going to be hitting, especially in the middle of the summer. So this is a great time. get this seated in, learn how to talk with your new team, learn how to work with them, find out your new playbook. Kind of exciting, kind of fun, because like we've got a ride to go through, people. And I know there's a context of like things being scary and painful and awful, but also I want you to know there's some really good energy stuff coming as well. And we need our teams to help get us through this from here into that new space at the end of the summer when we start doing more timeline jumping. Going to be a very intense time fall into 2026, more timeline jumpings. We've got some really interesting, great stuff going on. Happy meeting your new team. Have fun meeting your new team. I would love to hear about your experiences and what's going on. And drumroll, make sure you keep walking forward to meet those miracles along the way. And mwah, I will see you in the next video.